This is the Daily Paycheck on CTTV. I am John from ProCrafts, and what we're doing on this show is two things. One, building a master bankroll from $10,000 to $100,000, 10% at a time, compounding our master bankroll with those small incremental wins. It's going to be an exercise, folks, in extreme discipline. It's tough to win 10%. It's even tougher to walk when you're up 10%. And the second major thing I want to test out here is strategies. We want to see, are there strategies or betting patterns that can earn us a consistent 10% day after day? Specifically, can they last a full month of live simulated playtime? My rolls, my spins, my card play, and yeah, some of my bad luck. Ultimately, I want to know, are there strategies that we can trust to deliver us a daily paycheck? And I will do it all live for you. No editing of videos, no fudging results, no nothing. It's easy to do this one time and show a win. We're gonna show this for 20 straight days and see how these strategies stand up to me. So with all that said, let's get to today's daily paycheck. All right, folks, here we are looking at, let's see, are we hearing me now? I can't tell if that volume is working or not. Hold on a second. Lost track of my monitor here, so give me a minute to move this thing over. Yeah, okay, volume's working, cool. Here we go. We're working the mob. We're trying to figure the mob out. What's the best way to play this thing? This is a Dice Dr. Dan creation, and here's how it works. We're gonna let the shooter establish a point. Here we have, let's actually make it the 8 instead of that. Make it an 8. And what you're gonna do is it's gonna be, basically, the idea behind this thing is that it's a bankroll-based strategy. So let's just say you're buying in for $600. Okay, the first move you make is divide your bankroll by 6, so $100. That's going to be the size of the bets across you're going to make. You can make about $100 or so worth in bets. In my case, I'm going to turn that into greens, like so. I'm going to bet the outside. Okay, but they're going to be turned off. We're going to start out with those bets off, but that's where my $100 is going to go. Then I say, what's my smallest bet? They're all the same here. So it's the smallest bet times 3. Let's get $100 turned into greens. And that goes into the don't come. What I'm also going to do, by the way, is I'm going to actually, in this situation, I'm going to take that last quarter and make it nickels and make my 5 and 9 look like $35. And the reason why is I'll take the nickel back. Every bet pays $50 now, right? 50 for 1, 50 for 1. So we know that we're going to win $50 per pull on this one. When I do this at the black level, it's a black chip and it's 150. So everything pays $200 that way. These pay 210, that would pay 100 or 200. So that's why I do it that way. Anyway, you basically get 1, 2, and then 3 cracks at this thing. And what you're going to do is have a DC bet come through while those are off. Let's say it goes to the 6. Beautiful, fine. That's it. Play this out until this bet resolves. You're going to collect money on these things. These are now back on. You're just going to collect all day long, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, all day until this bet resolves itself. Now, at some point, after 3, 4, 5 collects, I could grab the 8. I could hedge the 6 off to make it good. I could regress down, whatever you want to. But really, after 3 hits, you're solid. 3 hits up here is going to be this. $150 represents 3 hits. Right? After any one of these hits, you're good. If you get this thing set and take 1 hit back to your rack, you're going to be okay. Okay? If the 7 comes, you're going to have your 75 plus 75. And guess what? There's your $200 you started with. You're actually up a nickel if a 7 comes early, which is kind of cool, right? If the 6 gets hit, that'd be a big bummer. You lose this here, but everything else, you're still good. You still have your other bets out there. Once you have 1 hit, you're in good shape. That's it. Let's get 1 hit. DC bet's got to get set. Let's get 1 hit after that. And let's just rack money all day long. And again, at some point you could be done or you can regress. I like to look at, like I said, as the don't come bet resolves. That's what makes our decision for us. So let's play it. The DC bet is the way. That DC bet loses and we're down for the shooter. We call it a down and then you're done. 3 downs and you're done. Here we go. Let's play this son of a gun out. Let's see how we're doing here. How are we doing? Who's here? Who's with me this morning to watch this thing? I'm pretty sure Dan's going to be here because it's Dan's strategy. Good morning, Dan. How are you, sir? Good to see you. We're going to do it like that today. We're not going to change anything. The only thing I'm going to do is if I get a point of 4 or 10, I will move the place bet to the inside. Other than that, everything else stays the same as it's been. So far, it's been so good. Yeah, we have a couple of great ways to play, inside or outside. I think it works either way. It depends where the dice are going that day, right? And that's going to be basically it. Let's see. Randy Hill did the mob on Joe's rolls, and yeah, sometimes you get that. If that shooter is hitting the point on that don't, if they're ricocheting that don't point, you're going to get murdered. That's the one thing where you really get hammered. That and, of course, bad timing out of that don't. So let's see. You had a rough time, Rich, last night. Again, it needs rhythm, right? It does need rhythm to make it work. So, hey, that's why we're here. We're here to see it. I've had a couple of bad rhythm days. I've had a couple of good rhythm days. Let's see how it goes. We have $1,000 here in black chips, okay? It's going to cost me $800 to get out. I got 2,000 left. We're playing with a $3,000 bankroll, all right? We'll have $300 in the DC. We're going to have the outsides covered, like so. Again, with 150 on the 5 and 9. And there we go. I've got $500 on the across bets. I got $300 in the don't. I have $200 in the rack. It's $1,000 per shooter, okay? Puck is off. Everything's off. They're just out there just so I can kind of get ahead of it as far as dealing goes. All right, here we go. Wish me luck. Dan, we're going to talk about trends again today on my other show. So everybody buckle up. The trend talk is coming again. Very light version of it today, though, but we're going to talk about it. Here we go. Coming out. Coming out. Another one of those big kisses. It's a 6, 4, 10. That's our point. That's a 6, 6, 4. Okay. Roll tracker, please work. There it goes. Okay, point is going to be 10. Doesn't matter for us. We're looking at the don't come point. Where's the don't come going to go? Everything is still off. The cross bets are off while we're in the DC. I just am lazy and put the bets out there early. Here we go. Job number 1, get the DC bet set. That's the first things first, right? Get that DC bet set and ready. Here we go. It looks like a 7. So we don't get it set, and there's going to be the first whack. 4, 3, 7. All right, so the way this thing works is this. We lose our DC, which blows, okay? We're going to take this down. Whoops. I'm going to mark it with these other blacks. So what we have here, we lose the 300, right? So we're going to be down to $600, $700. I'm going to make that look right. That's 1 black. It goes over here. That shooter lost money, and there we go. I'm going to evaluate the whole rack when we're done. We're going to look at each shooter, each DC bet resolution independently. There's 1. There's 0.7 out, no bueno. And at worst, the worst case scenario is that we lose $300 3 times, and we're out $900. That's the worst possible case. We lose $900. Nothing else worse than that can happen to us. That's the way that we're looking at this thing. And if that happens 3 times in a row, sorry, we're done for the day. Not your day. If it happens twice and not happens once, you lose a little bit less, right? Here we go. It looks like another 4, 3, 7. I need to maybe change my dice set or something, right? A 3, 4, 7. It's okay. We're not on anything. Here we go. It looks like a 5 and a 5. Another 10. Okay, same point. Here's the hard 10. Let's take our second $1,000 and get ourselves set up. We're going to have 300 here. I'll get these bets set. So it's 800 bucks, there's 500 across, 300 in the don't, and $200 back in the rack. All right, bets are off while we're coming out of the don't. And here we go. Job one, get that freaking don't pass set, right? Here we go. Here we go. It's a 6, a 4, 2, 6. That's actually perfect for us. All right, not perfect, but it's okay. We're gonna go to the 6. I'm gonna slide my 5 over to the 6. Okay, we're gonna hedge the point off, leaving us with 1, 2, 3 live targets. Okay, we will do this for the first few rolls, then we might get out of that. Here we go. That's job one. Job two, don't hit a 6 or a 7 here. Right? Our second job is to stay off of that number for at least one hit. Let's get a 4, 9, or 10 before anything else happens. That's all I care about. Here we go. Give me something, shooter. Give me something. Something to believe in. Oh boy. That's an 11 yo. Oof, that rolled on me. That was a yo. There it is, 6, 5. Doesn't matter. We're already out. Okay, here we go. It's an 8. Doesn't matter. We're not on it. But it's okay. 6, 2. How about a 9 or a 4? Something. All right, give me something here. 4, there we go. Perfecto. 3, 1, 4. So now, let's pay ourselves first, and I'll show you what I'm going to give. No VIGs. We're not going to do VIGs till later on. I'll mark down how many VIGs I got to pay. I'll color up later on. That pays 200 bucks. Okay. So for this shooter, okay, look where we are. We had $800 out there. Okay, we got 200 bucks back in the rack. Okay, all the bad things that could happen to us. If a 7 happens to come, you'd win 3 and bring back 600 plus the 2 is 800. That means you're even for the shooter, right? If the 6 happens to roll, you'd win 175 and lose 1 1/4. Okay, but you won 200 bucks, right? So you follow where we're going here. You lose 1 1/4, you're up $75. No matter what happens, we're good. That first hit gets you to where, take that breath. Take that breath, little one. And now we can just kind of freewheel it here, right? Let's hope for the best. Now we can just start scooping. So yeah, it's a 2-roll strategy. Like we say, my vision for any good craps strategy or any good craps betting system has always been, if you're going to play the across bets or whatever, you've got to be out in two rolls. For 2 hits, you got to be out. 2 rolls, in our case, get out of there. And if you're out of there in 2 rolls, then either works or it doesn't work. And then it's about how much you can scoop. Here we go. That was not a great throw. I can't see the result. It's way in the corner. It's a 5, 3, 2, which is where we moved our bet from. So it's open. Bummer. Here we go. Dice are out. There's the 7. That's the exact case we talked about, 5, 2. So nothing happens here, right? But we end up in a tie. There's the 300. There's the 300. Plus the 2 that we had saved, plus what we won. We're actually exactly even. Made nothing on that shooter, but it doesn't count as a loss, right? We can take the 500, the 300, and the 200 back to our rack and just do it again. That becomes an exact tie. So what? I wish it was better, but it is what it is. Have to be sometimes okay with mediocre, right? That was a 3-roller or a four box number throw there. broke even on it. Here we go. Coming out. It's a 7, come out 7. I think I was telling Dan this earlier. I was considering putting a line bet into this thing too. Instead of the 4 boxes, I was putting a line bet out there. Here we go. It's a 9. There's the 5-4. All right, let's mark the point. Let's get our don't pass or don't come bet set. Again, bets are off until we're set. I'll move this 6 over to the 5 for now, but it doesn't matter that it's off anyway. We'll just see what it turns into here in a minute. All right, let's go. There's a 11 yo. So again, we lose that. That's twice now we've gotten beat in the DC. And that's gonna be your thing, right? That can totally happen. That's the danger zone, right? I told you there's 2 rolls of danger and we hit it twice. There's twice now. We've lost $300. So now we're on our last attempt is right here. Here we go. I'll do it again. 3, 1, 1, 1 and 1. $200 in the rack. All right, 500 across, 300 in the DC, 200 in the rack. It's a grand. Everything's off. Let's come out. Actually, what did I do? It doesn't matter. I moved the bets around. It's all the same. I'm basically on my third shooter here, right? I just took that money down and put it right back out again. We're still in the same shooter, but we're just coming through the don't one more time. All right, so it's all the same. I'm just locking the money into a different spot of my rack. Here we go. Let's get that don't out. Let's get her out. Oh, you know what? These are actually not able to be seen, are they? Sorry, the rack is in a weird spot. Should it be there? Close enough. All right, let's do it. Let's have a shooter. Eight. Okay, that goes to the 8. 6-2. I'll move the 9 over to the 8 to cover it, and here we go. All right, give me a hit. It is a 9, a 5 and a 4. Did I move the 9 over to the 8? I did. Boy, oh boy, that's brutal, isn't it? Happened last time too, right? We hit the 5 when I moved it over. Good Lord. All right. The dice are not being nice to Johnny today. Kind of laughing at me over here. Here we go. Give me a number. It's another freaking 7. Okay, well that's, again, we're going to lose there. 4, 3, 7. We're going to lose the DC bet. We're going to win the 175 on that 8 in front. But that bet goes down. And now we've resolved 3 DC bets. And then you look at your rack. Where are you after you've resolved the 3 DC bets? Where we end up? Let's color it all up. There's $100. And let's see where we are. We know we have minus 200. Right? I'll let you bring them out here so you can see it. We start with $3,000. 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 500, 1,000, 2,000, $275. So this is a day where 3 DC bets resolved, all negative for you, right? We lost 2 in here. We lost that 1 right there. Today we go down by 7 1/4. That's the loss for the day, right? If you're going to do this as a paycheck, this is it wasn't my day thing, right? Lost 3 times in a DC, never got a win out of this whole thing. That's it, you walk. This is the discipline for this strategy here. You walk out when you lose 3 DC bets and never showed a profit. Now, if one of those shooters had shown a bit of a profit, we could then say we're only down 2 DC bets, right? But when we're down 3 like we are, you know, $600 or more, you got to be done, right? That would be a day where I would log in the computer as having lost 7 1/4. That would have been today's result, okay? Again, on days where you win, we talked about this before, right? You got to win more often than you lose, more days than not, and you got to lose less than you win. So here is a loss of like 700. That'll be our losses. Our losses will end up being 300, and a couple hundred, right? You'll lose like $700. That's how it's going to work out sometimes, right? So as long as the wins, looking to win $1,000, is less than or more than that, we're fine. Now, we could be doing stop loss 0 and just keep rolling the bankroll through, right? I'm going to use Dan's discipline. We're not going to do it. I'm going to reset the rack though, and we're going to get it going again. We're going to put another, let's do this as 1,000, 1,000, and let's get another 1,000, and we'll reset everything, and we'll start over. Okay, this is a new day, new session. There's 300, 1, 2, 3, 400, 500. I'll run it again. We have plenty of time. Let's hope that this new shooter or this new session, after lunch or whatever, we come back. We're going to change the dice out. Whole new dealer crew is here. Put the dice back in the thing. Let's get these. What do we have over here? I've got Golden Valley. Gold. We'll do the GVR dice. GVR blues. Okay. They're ice cold, baby. They're ice cold. Let's see. What do we do? Dan said I have one more don't come out play, but I lost 3 of them. I lost 2. You're saying losing them in here. I'm saying I lost 3 resolved. So let's restart. Reset the bankroll. I'm not going to undo all that, Dan, so let's restart it. Here we go. Coming out. Let's see. Let's go. I'm going to stack the 4s. Let's see what happens. Ready? Set. Go. Coming out. Coming out to another 10. But we're hitting a lot of 10s and 4s in these come outs. Waylon, right? Waylon's in there screaming somewhere. No shit, Sherlock, right? There's the 10. Don't passes or don't come is on. Here we go. I can't see it. It's an 8. Goes to the 8, 6, 2. Same as last shooter, right? This is going to travel into the 8. Make my 9 move over. That was scary roll 1. Here comes scary roll 2. Here we go. Get me out. Get me paid somewhere, Johnny. Get me paid somewhere. Oh my God, look at the size of that bounce. It's a frickin' 8. Are you kidding me? Look at this day, right? This is the day where we are just gonna hammer ourselves all fricking day. We're gonna lose that 8 for 175. We're gonna win here and lose here. And I guess you could do this, right? You could look at your rack and say, well, there's 75 bucks. Here's the 200 bucks that I had extra from that 1,000. Put it back in there, right? Use the whole 1,000 as risk. That's something Dan and I haven't talked about. When I'm at this level here on the outsides, I have the ability to put the next 200 bucks plus my loss back in and try it again. We can do that. Maybe this is a kind of a rule that we put in here. I don't know if this works for us or not. But here we go. Everything's off while we're in the DC. 7. Woo, baby. Bam, another one. That was a bad deal right there. Okay, so this shooter is dead. He's only bringing back 500 bucks. That's terrible. Boy, oh boy, what a bad run that was, huh? All right, let's go. Coming out, we got a new point. Jeez, Lou. Perfect storm today, right? Cannot find a set today that works. Here we go. That looks like another 10. Boy, oh boy, the 10s have been the number. How many 10s today have I hit? It's got to be 5, right? All in the come out, of course. We never whack the point, but they're all in the come out. I think I've had the point of 10 or the point of 8 every time. Boy, oh boy. All right, here we go. DC bet. Can we get it done? Can we get it done? It's a 9. Okay. Don't come. Travels to the 9. Let's get 500. Go to the 10, the 8, the 5, and the 4. Let's see. That would be the 9. Here we go. Here we go. Paul Hop says, I always take the DP or DC 7s to the face. 100%. I feel the same way. I get burned. I like the don't pass and the don't come a lot, but I get burned. It is what it is, right? That's a tough roll to handle, man. That come out roll for that thing is a bitch. Eight ways to lose is a lot, you know? But once you're set, you're set. Oh, this has to go over. No. Yeah. There we go. All right, let's make it happen. Let's make it rain. Come on. This takes one shooter to make it work, right? There's a 6, we're not on it. This takes one shooter to make it all happen. Yesterday we hit gold all day long, right? All right. Fucking 7. Are you kidding me? Good Lord. I cannot make it happen today. I'm telling you. Wow. That's going to pay 210 though. So we're only down a little. Well, actually, we're down more because we lost earlier too, right? So let's see what we are. That DP resolved again twice on this shooter. Where are we? We're not in a good spot, I can tell you that. There is 500, 6, 7, 8, $910. So we lost $90 on that shooter. That's a bummer. It's not the end of the world, but it's a bummer. So we have 2 shooters down, 2 DP rets resolved. We can make it a keep going decision if we want to later, but for now, that's where we are. Let's go. I like this way of looking at like how do we do, just to get a sense of it. It's not the only way to manage the bank, but I think it's a good way to look at it. But look at those shitty throws we've had. That one shooter, come out 7, 9, 11 whacks you in the DC, set a don't come of 8, hit the point, come out 7. Just not a good sequence for us at all. We're just having such, really bad sequences. Here we go. Coming out again. That's going to be a 9. Cannot seem to find the rhythm. Maybe the rhythm is to go the don't pass instead of the don't come. Maybe that's what when it's going like this, maybe that's a change you can make. I don't know. Again, change up the, when I say change the rhythm of it, when you're off like we are here by a roll or 2 every time, you have the option of doing this here instead of that there. Here we go. We're up and off on the bets. Let's get our DC to travel somewhere good. Here we go. 5. Okay, goes to the 5. 3, 2, 5. Now, bets are on. Here we go. Let's get one. You know what? We've only gotten paid today. How many times today? 1 time clean. Got paid on the 4 clean. Every other bet has been picked off. The DC has been picked off every other time. One of those days, right, where we've lost every bet except for the 1 time getting paid on the 4. I think we haven't gotten paid $200 clean yet. Wow, that's pretty bad. if I review the tape, that seems pretty bad. Here we go. Anything but a 5 or a 7 here, huh? What do you think? Or, you know, just roll the 7 right away. Look at that shit. 5. Wow. Okay, well, there it is again. Same trip as last time, right? 210 minus 3, right? We're down the 90 bucks. I paid myself $60. What a dumbass. 210. Let's do it. Let's put the $100 back in action. My God, what a terrible day, right? What a terrible, terrible day. Here we go, 4-3. Let's do it. Why didn't I type that in? What is the roll tracker's jacked? Yeah, here's the thing, Jen. The problem with that, I've thought about this too, right? And I think the roll tracker's wrong completely. There was a 9 there. We had a, hold on. 9. Oh, wait, hold on. 9, 5, 7. Now we're coming out. Okay. I paid that bet wrong. My bad. Hold on. I paid that bet totally wrong. Let me get back to it here. It was a 7, not a 5. What an idiot. Okay, so we lose the 5 for 150. Sorry. And we get paid on the 7. That was a mistake on my part. So where we are here actually is this. These bets come down. Okay, sorry about that mess up. And we're down $600. We lost twice up there, so we're down 600 here. So again, I'm gonna add the racks up, and then we'll address Jen's point because I think it's a good point to talk about. Here we go: 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, and 75, $85. 20. So again, we lost. So twice today we lost $1,000. And again, you go home with your tail between your legs, and that's it. Hopefully you win more than you lose, and Bob's your uncle, right? So let me get another grand in here. Do we have enough time for one more? I really kind of do. I can do one more quick one. One more quick session. Again, the more sessions we get, the better it is to see. And Jen says, work the bets while I'm coming out of the DC. That's Jen's suggestion, right? Yeah, it should have been 7 out, right? I fixed it. I don't know why my eyes were jacked up there. Anyway, working the bets when you're in the DC. Now, Corey, Sith Lord SB, has a strategy like that, where he does work the bets while he's coming out of the DC. The problem with that is that a DC 7 takes all $800, right? That's the risk of that. Yeah, you're gonna win 200 coming out a lot of times, but you're gonna lose 800 when it happens. And the bad thing happened today twice. So that would have cost us $1,600 today by losing all of it. So that's why we don't do that. If you want to, I'm not going to tell you can't, obviously, right? But that's the problem. All the 10s would have paid for sure, right? Today we would have been good. But yeah, I'm not going to risk $800 on that come out 7 to me. That feels bad. Although you're right, we did hit it a bunch today. So yeah, but $30 hop in reds, right? You can do that. What does that do to you though, right? $30 hop in reds means you're going to win the $900 on the $10, but no, you won't win that. You win $450. You win half of your money back. But right, you'll win 10 times 15. That's not enough. If I do 30 times on each one, that's $450, which is not enough to cover, and you make the don't come bet worth $200. It's too much money. I think it's too much money. But point well taken. If you want to do that, do that. I understand where you're heading there. But yeah, $30. It just doesn't seem like it's not enough. 30, 60, 90 on the reds isn't enough, right? I don't know. You can do it if you want to. Again, it makes this bet worthless or worth less, right? Not worthless, worth less. It goes from being $300 to being a $200 bet when you do that. So remember that you dilute this by a lot right? Because you're going to lose the 90 bucks in here, and that's going to be a thing. Anyway, let's do one more shooter clean, see what happens. Here we go, coming out. Cannot find anything that works today for me, so we're just going to keep at it, I guess, right? Let's go. Oh my God, aces. Oh, you know what I was going to do? I'm not going to post bet it. I should post bet it. I was going to say, for this last shooter, I'm going to go the don't pass. Instead of the don't come, I'm going to try and change rhythm, which means we would have just won 300 bucks. I'm not going to do that. But let's do it. Let's go to the don't come, or don't pass this time. And let's try and catch rhythm from here, since obviously the regular rhythm sucks today. Here we go. There's a 6, 3, 3, 6. We're going to fight the 6 on that don't. But we're one roll ahead, right? So 10, 9, 6, and we can do the 5 or the 4. I'm going to do the 4. You know what? We'll do the 5. It doesn't matter that much, really. Oh, it kind of does. It kind of does. We're going to keep our exposure to 500. Let's go to the 9. Let's go to the 6. And the point is 6. All right, here we go. Here we go. We've already survived the don't. Now can we get an inside number? Is my question. I don't PSO this often. This is a rarity today. Just a terrible set of rolls, right? Sometimes you're going to get yesterday, day before, all the rolls were in the teens and 20s, right? Here we go. There is a 9. 5, 4, 9. Okay, so finally we catch one. 210. Yay. I'm missing 200 bucks over here, actually. I'm missing from before. There's the nickels. We can use those for our VIGs if we hit them. Finally, we got even on the shooter. Good gravy. 4, 3, 1, 4. Fantastic. All right, that's going to pay 200. And there's the $5 in VIG. Back to the rack we go. It's going to be scooping money for as long as we can here. At some point, we may spread a little bit. Six, 5, yo, doesn't matter. And this will be our last shooter. I'm not going to go past where we are right here, just because of time constraints. That's a 7 out. Okay. We made money though. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to take these down. $300 pays 300. 200 bucks is our loss, goes to the bank, but we won 400, so we're up 200 on this shooter. There's our $1,000. There's a $200 profit. So this time we're actually up 205. That shooter won us money. You would rinse and repeat and go again. I think one of the tactics we can talk about here is exactly this, right? When this bet, which it happens sometimes, the don't come bet today was killing us, right? The two options you have are, one that Jen said, work the bets when you're coming out, fine, but that huge risk. Other option is what I just did, which is go to the don't pass instead of the don't come, right? If this bet rhythm is getting you, come here instead. You can switch whichever one it is. You don't have to say, I only ever play the don't come. Sometimes you switch sides and it's okay. You catch the earlier hit. Like the don't come that we're going to a number that you want to get paid on, we get paid on those because we're already out here on the don't pass, right? Those become wins for us. Again, it just, sometimes when you jump into a series of rolls and you started off here because you walked up the table and it's all bullshit for you, take a roll off and then jump back in again, or switch what you're doing. And maybe that rhythm that you're in, that cycle that you're in, works for you. That today, this would have worked. Matter of fact, we would have, if I would have said it out loud earlier, had an extra 300 bucks because of that ace, the aces that came out. We should be up 500 bucks on that shooter, right? The aces the 2 hits and then the 7 would have put us up $500 had I just said what I was going to say before I started. So I think sometimes switching up where you're coming in and when you're coming in can make a huge difference. Don't get sucked into the don't pass is worse than the don't come. Sometimes on a certain day, the rhythm of the dice might say something differently about that. All right, here we go. Time to go inside and get set up for the next show. Good conversations today, though. This is good stuff. Hindsight's 20/20 for sure, Duracell. And like I said, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I didn't say it out loud, right? So I didn't take the money here. But like I said, when you're feeling like everything is getting beat, when the DC is killing you, the option you have is switch to don't pass, and you end up entering a role earlier than you would up here. Sometimes that can just put you into the right spot, and you have the option to switch them. Just like pass and come, you can switch the rhythm there too. Just get yourself into a different part of the series of rolls. Sometimes that's a way to kind of play the same strategy, but catch it differently. Anyway, here we go. We lost twice today. We won once. We're winning once anyway. And yeah, not the greatest day, but we'll take it in stride, right? Here we go. See you downstairs for the coffee run in just a few minutes. Put your thinking caps on again for the coffee run. I'm going to be asking you a question today. Yesterday we talked about the casino myths. Today I'm going to talk about some of the gambling truths that are out there. Okay, truths like everything is independent, every role's independent. Truths like you can or can't win. Truths like math matters, like things like that. Think about things that you would consider to be a truth that all gamblers have to face up to. That's today's topic. If you've got one, get it prepped up, and I'll see you out there in the chat. In the meantime, guys, have a good morning, and I'm going to get some new coffee. I'll see you in a few minutes. Bye.